Hello, everyone. Let's dive into some of the key national updates that are shaping India's economic landscape and progress. A powerful boost to Indian shipping. First, a truly exciting development for India's maritime sector. We are seeing a massive vote of confidence from two major international shipping companies, Cyprus based Inter Orient Navigation Corporation Limited and Danship and Partners Limited. They have announced a whooping rupees 10,000 crore investment into India's shipping industry. What does this mean for us? This isn't just about money. It's about expanding our capacity on the global stage. All ships acquired under this initiative will be registered under the Indian flag. This move is set to significantly boost India's maritime capabilities, create new job opportunities for our youth, and ensure that freight earnings from our export and import trade stay right here in India. It's a strategic update towards a stronger, more self reliant India on the seas. Now, let's turn our attention to the beautiful and strategically important Northeast India. It's truly inspiring to see the progress being made there. An impressive 85% of districts in the Northeast are now classified as frontrunners in achieving Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). This is a significant jump from 62% in 21-22, indicating remarkable progress. This success is a direct result of national flagship schemes combined with dedicated local efforts by the states and the effective saturation of benefits through initiatives like the Aspirational District Program. This region is truly demonstrating how focused development can lead to tangible improvements in people's lives. And there's more good news for the Northeast. The government is planning a substantial investment of 5,000 crore rupees to develop the region's waterways. This strategic move aims to enhance connectivity, boost trade, promote tourism, and generate employment opportunities across the Northeast. Improved waterways will unlock the immense potential of this region, further integrating it into the national and international economy. Finally, let's talk about the financial pulse of the nation lending. We have observed that Indian bank lending growth has been somewhat slow, standing at 9.6% until mid June, compared to 19.1% last year. This caution is evident across corporate, home, and NBFC loans. It seems firms have been prepaying debt via bonds, and home loan borrowers are waiting for further rate cuts. However, there's a silver lining. Gold and renewable energy loans have seen a surge. Experts believe that with recent rate cuts by the Reserve Bank of India, we might see lending pick up pace soon. While direct lending growth has been slow, something interesting is happening in the background: securitization. This is where banks and non banking financial companies sell off their bundle of loans to raise up capital and manage risk. In the first quarter of FY26, April to June 2025, the sale of loans through securitization grew by 9% year on year, reaching 49,000 crore rupees. What's particularly noteworthy is dominance of NBFCs in this space. They accounted for a staggering 92% of the securitization market in Q1 FY26, up from 74% in FY25, showing a robust 24% year-on-year growth in offloading loans. Vehicle loans remains a significant asset class in securitization, holding steady at 41%, while mortgage-backed loans saw a slight decrease to 21%. These updates paint a picture of an India that is steadily progressing, investing in its core infrastructure, fostering regional development, and adapting its financial strategies to navigate a dynamic economic environment. And that wraps up our top stories for today. Join us again tomorrow for more in-depth analysis and the latest updates from the world of business and economy. Until then, stay informed and stay inspired. Thank you.